My dear students, now we are to learn about how to calculate the area of any shape. And before I start talking about the area, I would like to remind you what we did yesterday. This is the perimeter of a shape. In this case, it's a square. And this is the perimeter of a triangle. And that is the circumference, which means the perimeter of a circle. But the area of a circle is how much space in the world it holds, not the around, inside. So, if this has been asked to you, that means we are not talking about the perimeter, we are not talking about the circumference, we are talking about the area. When you need to calculate the area, first you need to understand what shape you are looking for at. Are you looking at a circle or a square, a parallelogram? That's what you need to do first, because you need to write down the formula that will help you to calculate the area for that specific shape. So, write the formula. That's the very first thing you need to do when you calculate the area. Write the formula. Number two, insert the necessary numbers, whatever they are. Number three, do the calculations. So what do I mean by that? Write the formula, insert the numbers, and do the calculations. Let's practice that. And alright, I'm going to practice this on a circle. Let's bring this here. First, I have no idea what is the area formula for the circle. Let's find that out. You have the formula handout, and this is the formula handout, and alright, the circle is right here. This is the circle, and I am not doing the circumference, I am doing the area. So I'm going to copy the area formula here exactly the way it looks. Area equals pi r square. So let's go write that down. Area equals pi r square. So that was, write the formula, my first step. So I just did that, and area equals, now what is the next step? Next step is insert the numbers. Looking at the formula, insert the numbers. So pi is always the same. It's 3.14 roughly, but that's the pi. R radius, I just simply have no idea what the radius is. And remember, you will have no idea about some formulas what the letters represented for. So you need to go back to the formula. And let's clear this first. Alright, so let me make this a little bit bigger. Square, parallelogram, circle. Alright, looking at the picture, when you want to find out what the letters are representing for, you need to look at the picture. And looking at the picture, I know that radius is starting from here, ending there, halfway through. That's the radius. Now I know what the R standing for. So I'll go back to the question. So this is the radius, halfway from the midpoint, which is 13. So I'm going to write that down, times 13, and I better make sure I'm following the formula. I'm going to write down the square on top of the 13. So that's what I just did. That was insert the numbers. That was second step. And the third one is do the calculation. So let's just do that using my calculator. 3.14 times 13 square means 13 times 13, and I'm going to end up with 530.66. 530.66. what I need to make sure here is, I'm almost done. What I need to make sure here is that I'm gonna write down the unit. The unit from the question, it is centimeter. So I'm gonna write down centimeter, but I am not done yet. So we are talking about the area. When you talk about area, the space, the shape holds, your unit is supposed to be centimeter, whatever it is, feet or meter, square. You need to make sure the square goes on top of centimeter. Now I am done, but let's just do one more example. Now this shape is looks like a square and it's only giving me just one side. That means that's 3. This is also 3 meter. This is also 3 meter. That is also 3 meter. That's the specialty about square. All sides are the same. So my first job is to copy the formula. So let's just do that. This is now too big. Let's make this 200. And now let's erase that. Let's go look at for square. Square, it is right here. Let's make this a little bit smaller. All right, so I am to copy that formula. Area equals L square. Let's go write that down. Area equals L square. Area equals, oh, L. What is L? I've already forgot. L is, let's clear this up first. And let's make the picture bigger. Square, the picture's supposed to be here. L means one of the sides. So this is L, that is L, this is L, that is L, one of the sides. So let's go back to the question. L means this. Let's write that down. 3. And let's follow the formula. Instead of L, you wrote down 3. Now let's just replace everything. The square is still going to be here. So let's write that down. And area equals, remember, 3 square means 3 times 3. That will give you 9. I'm almost done. 9. Let's write down the unit, meter square. Let's practice.